Hi, Holly Perkins. Have you ever had the situation where you went away on vacation and you ate and you drank and you didn't work out and you lived with abandon only to come home and notice that the scale did not increase and maybe even you lost weight? Has that ever happened to you? Of course, it has happened to all of us. There's something called the 10-day rule that is really important for you to understand. The human body doesn't exist in a vacuum. What you do today doesn't show up tomorrow. It shows up 10 days later. And so what this means is that any action you take today, there's going to be a delay for how it shows up and affects your body. This is important to know because when you go on vacation and you live with abandon, it's going to show up. It's just not necessarily going to show up a week later when you arrive home. It's going to show up about a week to 2 weeks later. And if you start to watch this trend, you'll see it how it plays out all the time. Another example of this is if you have a splurgy weekend and then you show up on Monday morning and boom, your body doesn't look any better. But if you wait another 7 days, you will notice the difference. So it's really important to know this, that any action you take, whether that be a new workout program or a new diet program or anything new that you're doing, it takes time for your body to adapt and for the results of that action to show up. And so when you start your new fitness program or your new eating program, just know that it's going to take about 7 to 10 days for you to get feedback. And now that 10 days is the bare minimum. Sometimes it can take a little bit more, up to 14 days. And this is really valuable because a lot of times what happens is people splurge or they behave in certain ways and then they don't get the immediate feedback that's negative, and that actually reinforces that behavior. Another great example is digestive upset. Sometimes if you eat foods that your body doesn't like, it doesn't show up right away, but it can show up several days later. When you finally spot it, you then have to wait another 10 days for that digestive symptom to settle down. It's really helpful information. I would love to hear from you. Does this resonate? If so, you can leave your questions and comments below right here on the blog. And then I'm going to be talking about this and so much more tomorrow on Live with Holly. I'm live at 4 p.m. Eastern on Instagram and Facebook. I'll be taking your questions. I hope to see you there.